Hello and welcome to Perspectives. Pakistan has problems. Pakistan has issues, definitely. I'm not saying that because of the going-ons in the country, but if you listen to political speeches, for a choice of a better word, they list the problems Pakistan has in their quest to prove that the previous governments have failed. Doesn't matter who you listen to, they will list the problems of Pakistan. And then each one would say, I have done such and such in the past, or I can do such and such. And then they make generalized promises, which are promises almost impossible to be held tangible. With no offense meant to any particular party, if I take a huge horizon at these promises, they range from removing the West from the region, getting rid of corruption in X number of days, eliminating the energy crisis of Pakistan in X number of months. We all know that none of these things can tangibly happen. Yet, like the politicking of the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, it's the same slogans, it's the same promises. What political parties, in my opinion, my humble opinion, haven't realized that till the 2000s, Pakistan was a different nation. Beyond 2000, Pakistan has had some extreme changes. One change, that is the first time in the history of Pakistan, the population is so young. And it's a huge population which is young, vibrant, dynamic. Regardless of education, the highly educated, the completely uneducated, they're still vibrant, they're still intelligent, they still know how to run their lives, they are more aware than ever. And the second amazing revolution which has happened in Pakistan in the past 10 odd years is the internet. Barring the absolute, abjectly poor rural Pakistan, just about everyone in one way or the other has access to internet. If not the internet, then to some sort of information. They all carry cell phones. They all talk to each other. Pakistanis don't live in isolation anymore. Then if I come to the strata of a society which is educated, middle educated, even barely educated, minimally educated, they are watching international television. It is not the era where there was one TV and which showed just a myopic view of the world. Today, the whole world is seeing the whole world. I can turn on a webcam on Times Square and watch live what's happening there. If I can do it, millions of others can do it. So they're seeing a different world, which means they're demanding a different world. And I've been saying this regularly on Twitter. New champions need to sing new songs. They can't sing old songs. They can't sing old promises. They can't make old promises. So my question, who really has the solution to our problems? Supposedly, everyone does. Let's take those views. I'm a far right, representing the new, fastest growing, dynamic party of Pakistan, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, Mr. Faisal Qureshi. Faisal, thank you very much. From Muttahida Qawmi Movement, one of the most crucial stakeholders in the government formation of Pakistan, where they've always been the critical, pivotal role in who gets into power. Senator Tahir Hussain Mashidi Sahab, thank you very much for being here. Representing Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz Group, I have Mr. Miftah Ismail, and PMLN, now N, but this particular faction of Pakistan Muslim League has been in power, and they have done some amazing things, I will have to admit, but they've also really not delivered anything medium or long term. Because if they had, we wouldn't be here today. And I'm not just saying about PML, I'm saying anyone who has ever held any kind of power or control in Pakistan hasn't done what they could have or should have. Because if they had, I wouldn't be having this show tonight. And representing Jamaat-e-Islami, the Deputy Secretary General of Jamaat-e-Islami, Mr. Muslim Parvez Sahab, thank you very much for being here. Senator Sahab, I'd like to start with you because all the things and the promises I said sort of excluded you. because you don't seem to be making any promises, and somehow you also don't seem to be accusing anyone. You've got a very neutral, liberal, left, all the adjectives I can use that stance. Who do you think has the answers to all our problems?
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. You see, we've got a tremendous number of problems, and these problems have accumulated through the years, and every government in power, whether it was military or civilian, has to take the blame. Nobody can get out of it. And the biggest problem which we are facing today is this of fundamentalism, of Talibanization, law and order, all allied to the same thing. And this happened after General Zia-ul-Haq. 1979 it started, this curse of sectarianism. And it spread and it spread. And every successive government, again military and the civilian, did nothing to stop it. Didn't put a cap on it. And today, we have this complete polarization of our political life. We have the secular, the democratic, the liberal parties, that is Pakistan People's Party, ANP, Muttahida Qawmi Movement on one side, and on the other side we've got the other parties. And Taliban have the audacity to not only nominate them as guarantors, but today they have had the really, shocking audacity to categorically say that these three parties will not be touched by any violence. There will be no violence against them. And the other parties, which are liberal, secular, and I want to clear up this secular thing. Secular means that we accept everyone, and we do not subscribe to a fundamentalist point of view. Otherwise, as far as Muslims are concerned, I can categorically claim that we may not be better Muslims than the others, but we are definitely the same Muslims. We have the highest regard for our faith in our homes. The only thing is that we say that don't play with another person's religion and don't leave your own religion. We say that.
It's not the state's job to shove a gun down.
It is not. Like the Qaeda-Azam said very categorically that religion has nothing to do with matters of state. In 11th August, he clearly, in his speech, which was his province to Pakistan, and he said that I'm giving you a liberal, modern, again Qaeda-Azam's words, I'm giving you a liberal, modern, tolerant, and democratic Pakistan. Now, this is what he wanted.
Sure.
This is what we want. This is what we are going for. So the problems you've asked about, leaving that aside, we have corruption, which is eating away the very vitals of Pakistan society. And corruption, I'll just give you an example. Once in the Senate, I stood up in the Senate just a year and a half back, and I said that 60%, and the front rows were full of the ministers sitting there. I said 50% of Pakistan's wealth is being eaten away at the top, even before it reaches the masses of Pakistan, by those sitting here. And do you know that not one person got up, not one minister got up, not one member of the ruling elite got up. Telling me to be quiet is something very, very exceptional if they had done it. Not one of them stood up and said, sorry, we don't eat 60%, we eat 40%. No, they didn't even say that.
Well, maybe they were worthy of it.
They took my word for it. I accept
or maybe maybe they thought, well, they ignore the man, it's all right.
No, that they always do. When you try to speak the truth in the parliament of Pakistan, everybody ignores you. You're right. You are ignored.
You raised extremism as the problem, and you highlighted the statement where...
And of course our economy problem, that we need some economic geniuses, to set our economy right.
That is a strange statement which says that these parties are allied with our view and opinion, so they are particularly safe. And ANP, People's Party, and NQM are the targets. How would you comment on that? And again, the same question, who has the answers to our solutions? My apologies, to our problems.
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Faisal sir, the thing is that, like my senior sir said, that according to them, the only Liberal Party or the Liberal Party is MQM, or for that matter, ANP and People's Party. And besides that, nobody is Liberal, as in terms of PTI or PMLN. We are also a Liberal Party. The only problem is that we need to have a definite and a positive aspect and solution towards the problem. Like Sir said, that there are issues, and he was bold enough to stand in the Senate and ask these questions. My question would be, with all due respect, that why were you part of that government if that was so corrupt for 5 years? And secondly, if we say that there is terrorism, we certainly agree that there is terrorism, and there is an issue, especially in Karachi. And we have demanded over a press conference also that we want to have a level playing field whereby every party should be given a chance. So tomorrow they don't turn up and say that we were sidelined and they've been given a chance, which is not the case. You see, if you see the history, and if you compare the last 7 days, you see rangers and police going out, raiding, arresting people, and everybody is criticizing them. We need to understand that if you are doing that, if the agencies are doing, regardless they are from any party, from my party or from any other party, we should appreciate the fact. And nobody is victimized. Across the board, it's been done equally. And we need to understand that police and rangers, after a very long time, is now working very actively. Is it because today is the caretaker setup and yesterday it was their setup? This is one question. Number two question is that if they are doing it today, what are we doing? This morning I read this newspaper and I was going through the Dawn paper, and I saw a clip saying that that a judicial magistrate has ordered an FIR against 2 colonels of Rangers for raiding somebody or in Liari or somewhere else. So my question, I was just reading and going through, and the SHO is being directed. I mean, no offense, we can't comment what the judiciary is doing, but the thing is that as a layman, as a student, as a general public, I have a right to ask and think that if an SHO is asked to lodge an FIR over 2 colonels, and the allegation on them is that somebody was accused, so-called criminals, sister has filed a complaint saying that the colonel was asking for a bribe. Can you beat it? Can you accept the fact a colonel, a Subedar would not do a thing like that, even a Sipahi would not do. So, having said that, if somebody is trying to clean up, find out the terrorists, taking them out, making the city clean, we are still putting barriers in that. We are criticizing them.
Who's criticizing it, Faisal?
It's in the newspaper.
Who is criticizing them?
A lot of political parties are giving statements saying that it's been done, parties are being victimized, which is not the case. If it is PTI, we will say, I'm victimized, or my party is victimized. If it is MQM, or if it is PMLN or ANP, the question is that we also understand, we feel sad what all is happening. I got a chance 2 days back at a dinner to speak to and meet the governor and Farooq Sattar Bhai. And I said that, we feel the same pain, what is happening. Anybody who dies, out of a bombing or killing or anything, we are hurt on that. But the question is that, fine, that part is there. That hurt part is there. We all accept the fact that anybody, we feel that pain. But the question is, the second day, out of protest, the whole city is shut. And every second day it's happening. Is this the way to condone or protest? We need to understand that when we do this every second day, the problem is with the general public, the laborers, the people who are on daily wages. That's the question we need to define. Likewise, if you give me a second, last night there was an issue with a PTI member. It's in the newspaper. If somebody is wrong, is wrong. The police took the action. We didn't react as a party. Though he is a candidate of a party, he is a candidate of a National Assembly. But if something is wrong, is wrong. We need to accept and believe what we are doing. It is very unfortunate that we feel that if something goes on with the MQM or ANP or PMLN, they are one of us. MQM is also one of us. ANP is one of us. PMLN is one of us. The only problem is that we are following different ideologies, different lines, of our leaders. But we are Pakistanis. We need to understand that we need to defend.
I believe you when you said everyone's one of us, but TMLN one of us?
No, in terms of Pakistanis, they are one of us. We need to accept that. We don't have
but
personal rivalry.
Yeah, but both your jalsas make it sound like Pakistani. One would prove the other is an alien.
No, sir, the thing is that
we call each other animals.
Actually, these are the two important parties right now.
Well, there were some rough statements from that side.
Just that side.
No, vice versa, sir. I think we should accept.
No. There were harsher statements from your side.
No. Fine, that's between top leaders. We can't comment on that. It's between them.
Well, I'm sorry. That doesn't free you. You can't say that's between top leaders. We can't.
No, I mean,
that's he will have to answer. You are representing. You are
I agree, but I think that nothing was very personal. It was basically these are the only two parties. We are the only two parties actually which are in the general elections.
I'm sorry.
No, in the sense that the popular parties.
I'm sorry.
I personally feel maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't accept. No, sir. I'm talking in terms of Pakistan. No, sir. I'm talking in terms of Pakistan.
And we don't even have People's Party A and P, but very strong.
No, I'm not talking provincial. I'm talking in terms of Pakistan. Yeah, I'm talking national. So these are the only two political parties.
A and P.
If you say so.
What? ANP they were in the central government, they were in the province.
They were running the upcoming elections.
Okay. You asked about who has solutions. All of us have solutions. Okay. Some of us also have a record of achievements
and failures.
Yes, but all of us have solutions. Different solutions, different priorities.
Sure.
You talked about the fact that leaders are not very specific in the jalsas and all that, and yes, we talk
in
about
their promises,
in
very,
the promises
very
and
open-ended.
But if you look at least our manifesto, it's a very specific manifesto, and I'm very happy to report to you that Pakistan Business Council looked at our manifesto and gave us 84% marks because it was very specific. This was the highest. I think the second highest was PTI at 66 and People's Party at 52.
May I?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you because everyone's had the chance. Manifestos. I can actually write a better manifesto if you like. All I have to do is spend some dollars, find a guy who is a professional at writing manifestos, and they'll produce this 500,000-page volume, which would get 99% marks. Means nothing.
No. It means a lot. It means.
It's just a document.
No. It's not just a document. It tells you what we plan to do, what we intend to do. This is what our leaders talk about in the rallies. This is what we talk about in our television commercials or advertisements or communications.
Okay.
And this is a plan. I mean, we've given the nation a plan of this is what we are going to do. We feel, for instance, that energy is the single most important issue facing this nation in terms of the economy, and we have to solve this. We feel that law and order is a very big problem. Today, I mean, I'm very, very sorry that ANP and People's Party and MQM is being targeted by the Taliban.
And you being befriended.
Not being befriended. They
actually
targeted.
said that you think that you
not being befriended. No, I take exception to that. I think not at all. But that said, People's Party had a chance for 5 years at the helm of the affairs, and they were not able to address not just the Taliban issue or the terrorism issue, but also the law and order problem in Karachi has become worse. Every day you have so many people die. 10, 12 people die. I think 40,000 Pakistanis died in terrorism. I think over 5,000 or something. I'm not sure of the number right now. Of our armed forces, people died.
More than 7,000.
About 8,000.
Okay. And so I mean, so just right now we are all talking about the Taliban and yes, the intensity has gone up and Karachi obviously is mourning every day the dead. But I mean, a lot of sacrifices has been done, and I wish that we had channeled that towards some sort of a solution, some sort of an outcome. So, I mean, so Muslim League has a very definite plan. Others have also have a plan, but our plan is to address the terrorism and law and order issue. Our plan is to address the energy issue. And our plan is to increase the rate of economic growth, to provide employment to our people, to do infrastructure development. Nothing significant has been done at the national level by the federal government in terms of infrastructure that we need to do. Punjab, where we governed as a sort of an exception because we've actually put in more kids to school and enrollment has gone up, but in other provinces the enrollment has gone down. We have to address those issues. There are health issues that we need to take care of. So there are a whole bunch of issues.
I'd like to interject once again. My apologies. When you say you built roads, that was your job. When you say you put kids to school.
Yes.
If you did not put every child into school, you have failed as far as I'm concerned. That was your job.
No.
I'm just saying it as a Pakistani.
No.
I'm not speaking as an anchor.
I'm
That was your
also the
job.
Pakistan. Also,
I'd like to hear the favors that you've done.
No. Look. We have done our job. We have fulfilled the mandate that we were given. But the problem is that others in the government were not able to do their job. And let me just say that when we started, 62% of the people were kids from the ages of 5 to 9 were going to school. In northern areas of Punjab, in urban areas and rural areas, we brought it to 90%. In other places, we brought it to about 80%. The point is that look at what happened to the enrollment in other areas. That has been gone down. And don't say that you have to put all the kids in school. Of course, I understand this. We all understand this. But the fact of the matter is that we have limited resources. And with limited resources, we can only do this.
Strangely, when it comes to our own children, we make sure each one goes to school. We don't leave out 38%.
Obviously not. And like I said, that we've brought it to about 90%. We will like to bring it to 100%, and inshallah we will. And I hope that happens whether we are in power or anybody else is in power. But there are limited resources, and we have to understand that governance is also a process. We cannot say that we will do this in 4 days and we will do this in 10 days. That just shows inexperience, really.
I need to take Mr. Parvez's comment now, right? Sir.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Well, I start with your intro that you said the ruling parties who ruled the Pakistan, they didn't fulfill their promises when they were in the government. I don't say about them. They will explain by themselves. But I say we have never been given a chance to rule over the Pakistan. However, we were given the chance to serve the city Karachi 2 or 3 times, you can say. We were given a chance in KPK, that time was, and we proved that what we said, we did that. Now, for the coming election, everybody has not fulfilled their promises. Like from very start, the Election Commission has failed to make a free and fair election. The electoral roll, which was supposed to be fair, is not fair. We went to Supreme Court. I was one of the petitioners. Supreme Court announced the judgment that in Karachi, the electoral roll must be in presence of army and rangers the second time. But it didn't happen. And still, the fair electoral roll is not present. So how we can say the next elected people will be the representative of the people or the voters, number one. However, we have entered in the election. Now, the election, the parties who have promised or who are promising, let them explain themselves, but we are promising about all the events, about all the like education, like energy crisis, like labor, like children, like women, like minorities. We are addressing every and each aspect. So our manifesto says, and what we promise, we have proved that we do that, and inshallah in future, what we had promised.
Mr. Pervez, if you talk about development in Karachi, if you talk about building roads, you've done a fantastic job. You've done a fantastic job. Mustafa Kamal did an amazing job. Nematullah Khan did a phenomenal job, I must admit. But that's not issues like a population out of control. We do not have a population control program anymore. We don't even count how many children we have anymore. We have no check on our resources. I was just thinking about 8 o'clock this evening when I was getting ready to come here, that I don't even know anymore that which faction is the enemy of Pakistan. We had this Taliban, we started with that, then we went to Al-Qaeda, and then we said, well, this is too clear, so let's give them about 18 different names. Now, frankly, and I'm a pseudo-journalist, even I don't know which version of that name is actually the enemy of Pakistan. I can't, is this L, X, Y? I have no idea. So what I'm saying is, when we can't even identify these things straight on, how will we ever solve these problems? When our identification of problems is based on the West is doing that, the drones, America. I don't think America forces us to drive the way we drive. I don't think America forces us to have no check and balance on our population. I don't think America or even President Zardari had put a gun to our head that go and kill each other, or fight amongst each other, or be impolite to each other. The chaos that we see in our society, unfortunately, I would hold directly the people who come out and speak and form opinions and drive nations and raise millions and gather millions. I hold them responsible for it. But before I take a comment, let's take a short break. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Perspectives. My point to all of you is we don't call a spade a spade. We're too scared to identify that's the enemy, that's the problem, we have to take it head on. And be it corruption, be it the traffic insaneness, be it lack of governance, be it our institutions at each other, whatever. But we don't say it categorically, directly, here's the problem. And the moment you would raise a problem, all our political stakeholders would just go completely in different tangents and we get, oh, okay, sorry, Mr. You want to come? Please, Professor, go on.
I was there to say, before answering you the second part of the question, I will clarify one. The Ni'matullah Khan gave 29 billion package, which was completed after that. And this was not the first time. This started from the Sattar Afghani, then Farooq Sattar, and then Ni'matullah Khan, and then Mustafa Kamal. All did well job to there. Not the single one, right? That was the first. Now the second question is that where is the difficulty? What I say is, where is the difficulty? I think if we give the education, if we stop the corruption, if we give the food to everyone, these are the Talibans.
Absolutely.
Well, the ones.
These are the Talibans.
Sorry, the ones planting bombs in front of the.
If I don't have food in my
and the ones.
They are secondary Taliban.
No, but tonight. Tonight, I 100% agree with you. I mean, there's no disagreement. Absolute agreement.
Thank you.
That is a problem we will solve in 10 years. But tonight, my trains are being attacked by machine guns. That is my problem tonight, and I need an answer tonight. Because people who are dying today, they will be brand new Taliban. Their families will turn Taliban on the Taliban.
The reason why he did that.
I'm happy for the reason.
That's right.
I'm great. I can clap. Reason, yeah, great. Solve it. 10 years, great. But tonight, there has to. I mean, if somebody's held at a gunpoint and killed, well, it doesn't matter. You just killed somebody. That's the bottom line, sir.
This is a very intractable problem. I mean, it's not an easy problem to solve. But 5 years, I mean, really, in the last 5 years, we have not really made any progress towards solving it. And different political parties have different ideas. But it's a very serious national problem, existential problem, if you will. And what we really need to do is to come together as a nation and decide what is our policy and then execute that policy. And it's
beyond governments and beyond
government, beyond political parties. I mean, everybody, like he said, Faisal said that, we are all Pakistanis, you have to sit together and decide. Okay.
Well, that we never do, but that's
no, I mean, seriously, I mean, at some point you have to do this. But I mean, there are certain elements of that policy that I think most people will agree on. and that we need to at some point talk to these guys, okay,
At some point.
whether or not you like them, because this is the only way to solve this, okay. You can't shoot them or you can't allow them to blow us all out, right? So we have to and then in the larger context of what Mr. Saab said and what you said, that look, if you do the fundamental things of the government right, you will stop people going into Taliban.
Mister, we know that.
But
All of you, except for Faisal here, you've had your chance and you haven't sown the seeds. I know that you say that you had 2 years or 3 years, and there was
2 years.
Sir,
if you allow me.
I'll let you comment on that. Senator Saab, I'd like you to help me here, maybe. If any government comes and quickly sows the right seeds, passes the right laws, creates the right checks and balances, it doesn't matter how quickly they go. The processes will continue. But we never do that. We just create these strange things, and then the governments go, and the martial laws come, and the governments come, and the governments go. Because we don't quickly set the process in motion, which cannot be undone. And now my question to you, sir, as well. The blanket statements you're making does not tell me categorically that even if we have 90 days, we will not solve anything, but we would do things that can never be undone. Pass laws, change constitution, make amendments, put things in place which no one can undo.
This is realistically, and you have to face the ground realities. Politics and especially elections, they have their own dynamics. And each election, everywhere in the world, every democratic in the world, told promises are made, all types of promises are made, all types of gimmicks are used, music is used, the film actors are used, film stars, everything is allowed, fair and more, love and more, and they do it. There's a lot of mudslinging, there's a lot of abuse,
each other, they
scandalization, everything. But that is in a democratic country which has some hope. Here, where are you going to get those people from?
We are not at that level of maturity.
Not the level of that maturity. Since the creation of Pakistan, 2% ruling elite, they are holding 98% of the people of Pakistan hostage, the poor, meek,
right
humble
now, the
and
nation
suffering.
does not want to see that division.
No, the division cannot come about. Every single party that's fighting these elections this time has those 2% ruling elite in it. The same chaps who keep jumping parties, they keep on running here. Jamaat Islami, of course, is an ideological party. MQM is an ideological party.
And a democratic party.
Yeah, this is why we are suffering. Why we have been around for 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, and we are still trying to educate the masses to vote for themselves, to vote for the middle class, lower middle class. Yeah, we have to face it. Now, where this ruling elite, they look after their vested interest. Soon as they get into the assemblies, whether they come on the one ticket, party ticket, or another party ticket, they are going to look after their own interest. They are number one. And once they look after their own interest, while the system is in progress, and who are they? The landed gentry, the landlords, the jagidars, the zamindars, the neo-rich, the factory owners, the mill owners, followed by the generals who retired.
I will have to take a
who retired.
Capitalism is not a bad thing. You can't
no,
say all
it's not a
business
bad thing. It's not a bad thing if you reach a standard of morality. Now,
yeah, but he's an honest to God businessman. He's an honest to God businessman.
For morality. You can't legislate for morality. So that morality of a nation has to come up, and that nation looks after. Why do you have our election commission has failed? There's no doubt about it. Absolutely failed. Not one person. We have no loan defaulter in these assemblies. We have no loan defaulter out of the candidates. We have no one who has had loans written off, or we have nobody who has not paid income tax. We have those people who have false degrees. They are allowed to contest. And now what has happened? They have been given a certificate that they are Sadiq and they are Amin because they've come through. And the election commission has allowed them. So if a chap has got 400 million loan and he's written it off, he can just say that under the Article 62, 63, the Election Commission has cleared me, now nobody can touch me. And I'm a good guy now. So, now they are contesting, they are going to get elected, they are going to look after the number one, that is themselves, they are going to look after their class, and the suffering people of Pakistan will remain where they are, the issues will remain where they are, they will take the loans, they will have the loans written off, they will not pay tax. Now the height of it, the height of these people is that in the constitution of Pakistan, they have got it entered there. Not in the main constitution, in one appendix, that forever, up to the day of judgment, they will not pay income tax. So we have two class society. One, the rich, the mighty, the landlords. They've got houses all over Pakistan. They've got houses abroad. They don't pay a single pie of income tax, and nobody can take income tax because they have got the on agricultural produce.
Okay,
There will be
one
no
thing-
income tax.
one comment.
Now there's the other, the hardworking, the one who sweats for his living. He has income tax cut at source, so he will keep on paying it. And we have 18 lakh people out of this great nation of ours, such a big population. Nobody's
Okay,
paying
one
income
comment I
tax.
need to make.
And nobody, their parties are going to make sure that nobody pays income tax.
Okay,
Because they want the support of the traders.
I-
They want the support of the industrialists. They want the support of the landlord. So they're going to say,
Okay,
don't worry about it.
taxation I fully agree with.
So,
Whoever-
once you don't have taxation, where
No,
are you
but my
improvement?
point-
Where are you going to...
I need to make one
Now,
comment.
we
Both the
want
par-
education.
Sir, I need
We say that, okay, you're spending 1.2% of your GDP on education. We say that it should be at least 5%. Millennium goals have been set in this world, and we are so far behind. Health, we are spending 1.8%, whereas at least 5%. And then we want the provinces to pay 20% of their wealth
That's fine.
on these things.
But in this, sir, you have,
Land-
in this
land
politicking,
has to be,
in this politicking,
included.
I see a scary misuse of socialism once again. I would like to comment on when you
Not socialism,
Sir, hear me.
misuse of the election commission,
Sir, hear me.
election process.
Please hear me.
The same people, the same,
Sir,
just
you-
grandfather,
No, no, but you have to hear me.
grandfather,
No, but you-
grandmother, father, son,
No, but you have-
nephew,
but you
nieces,
have
they
to
are
hear
coming
me.
into the
But
assembly.
you have to hear
There'll
me.
be those
No, but
20,
I'm sorry, but you have to hear me.
4, 5 of theirs,
if Mifta's-
25 of
if
ours.
Mifta's
We'll
father,
be sitting there and
Sir,
we'll
but
be
if
sitting
Mifta's
again.
father was a politician and he's a good politician, I have no problem with him. If he is a billionaire and he's worked hard for it,
Exactly.
but a lot of your statements.
Nobody's going against them.
But you have-
Nobody's
but-
going
but you-
against them. We
But
want...
you make sweeping statements.
No, they're not sweeping.
You make,
These
you
are the
make,
generalized
you
statements.
make the rich people sound like the
Who
evil
has,
force.
have you seen the list of the loan defaulters?
But say you do it too. Your new promo, that Vallewala promo.
They're not the
I'm
decent
taking
people
it.
of Pakistan who
He's
are
stopping a
loan defaulters.
Mercedes. It doesn't even have a flag on it, not a government plate. And you're creating that same socialist reaction from the young people of the 60s and the 70s, where they're just getting in charge with a bat in the hand and they becoming the vigilante moral police. I take offense to that ad. Why are they stopping him? He drives a Mercedes. Why are you stopping a Mercedes? He's worked hard for his Mercedes.
No. I think
And
the
with
message-
respect, your own leader drives a fleet of Prados, bulletproof Prados. Well, stop that then.
They will be stopped.
Why? It's his hard-earned
No, if,
money. He
if
deserves
they've
it.
been questioned or if they're stopped on something wrong, they will be questioned.
No, they were just stopped.
See, the ad says that...
The ad says what I just said.
No, the ad says that tomorrow if a rich man does something, he will not get away. You can stop...
By the law, not by a young man holding a bat and standing in the middle of the road.
I agree.
That's vigilantism.
No, that's two ways.
Do you agree, sir?
You can
Am I right?
take it.
That's vigilantism.
No,
And with respect, Jamaat Islami has done that vigilantism before in terms of moral policing of religion.
no, sir, the thing is, I think you can...
None of these forces can become vigilantes in 2013.
So the way I see that ad is different to what you see. I see it very positive.
What
and
I
you
see is what matters.
It doesn't matter, the only thing is that once we're given a chance, for all these things, the only thing which is lacking, you need to understand, we're not experienced, but we're not given a chance yet. We've been questioned about wealth, we've been questioned about assets. We've performed without being in power, okay? We should be given a chance, and for that, we've done a lot of things in the past, as in terms of fund, whether it be hospital, university, all these things are done without power. without power, we've been questioned. And for that, the only thing which this country needs is an honest leadership.
I respect that completely, but that line, we should be given a chance, the sentence is we should be given a chance because
26 years, Ismail Saab's party has been given a chance.
That's
Since
his failure, not your success.
No, from
No,
80.
it's not a failure at all. I mean, no.
In that line, in that line says this failed. Line does not say I will do better.
No. Faisal Saab, the thing is, PMLN has been in power for the past 26 years in a way, starting from finance minister.
But by the way, when Musharraf martial law came and you guys supported him, our leaders were jailed and exiled. So, I mean, you were not in power during
No, but you did file a compromise, Ismail Saab. You need to agree to that also.
Okay, let me
ask. Coward leadership.
Let's understand
coward
this.
leadership to surrender and leave.
I'm not call names, cowards and all that, but let's just say that somebody's put in jail and then they are asked to leave or whatever. Even the Supreme Court of Pakistan says that when you're under duress, whatever you say is not an agreement, okay? That's a coercion. That's called coercion.
My apologies.
That's coercion.
Asif Ali Zardari was forced to leave the country for many years. He didn't go. He said, I won't go. You can do whatever the hell you want. I'm not going.
So fine, he didn't go.
And you can't say you're forced.
And now
to
he's in power and he's giving you the government that maybe wanted to have.
Faisal Saab,
now he's giving you the government
for
5 years.
No,
but
the point is that they were coerced to it, and to say that they were coward is just not wrong.
My comment came in when you use these sympathy statements.
No, it's not a sympathy.
Mr. Nawaz is saying a gun was pointed at me.
I did not say this. I
know,
said
but
that no. But anytime somebody is held in captivity in coercion, and then you say that we made an agreement of free will, that's not a free will agreement. Even the Supreme Court of Pakistan understands that if I hold a gun,
strong leaders don't make agreements of any sort.
No.
Secondly, sir, I would like to mention here.
I mean, my point was that we were not in power for all this time. Look, the Muslim League Noon has been in power.
What I'm trying to say is, I'm not hearing a new song.
Let me just, if I may just say,
what I said is, this is old music.
If I may just finish, if you allow me, sir. Yes. Sir, since 1980, Mia Saab is in power. First he was finance minister, then he was CM Punjab, then he was 2 times prime minister, then Shahbaz Sharif Saab.
I'm short time.
I
accept letting you in.
We discuss what you were in past and who did mistake.
Tell me what you will do now.
Let's look at the future.
The problem is, we are paying a price. We are paying a price because of the past.
But we know that. I asked you a question categorically.
For the young generation, we should deliver some message. We should deliver some message to the voters and let them decide about their fate for future, their fate for political parties.
These promises we've heard for 60 years.
I
know them by heart.
Qureshi Saab, if you've given a chance 10 times, and if you ask for the 11th time, you will be questioned. We as PTI...
You missed my opening. I said the nation is much smarter now.
Absolutely.
You can't make, even MQM cannot make blanket statements anymore.
Agreed.
The nation is much...
You have to be pragmatic.
The scrutiny is insane.
Yes.
I love Twitter. The amount of disrespect all of you leaders get on Twitter is amazing because people make fake accounts and they vent.
Yes.
They're not scared of anyone anymore.
That's right. That's very true.
Now every word you say, every time you do a twitch on the screen, it's open to scrutiny. So, where's the new music? Sing me a new song.
The singers are the same. How are you going to get new songs? Which party is nominating new singers? All of them are tried politicians. If I didn't vote for him in People's Party, he's come in Noon this time. If I didn't vote for him in Noon, he's come in PTI this time. Now, where do I go if I want to
comment
vote?
on that.
This is actually the truth.
Sir, it's too senior.
And if you're right, we will put up our candidates in the middle class. Nobody likes them.
The electables are coming towards PMLN and PTI. We accept after scrutiny. But in Sir's case, one chap was asked to come into NK, was Nabil Gabor. They took a chance. They gave him the ticket from the constituency he doesn't represent. So if somebody is not coming into their party, with all due respect, as an electable, if one has come in, they've accepted. You're not accepting because nobody's coming in, sir. If we are accepting, a lot of people are coming in.
No, sir,
I'm answering.
We have the same number of candidates that you have throughout the country.
Sir,
you don't know that.
Sir, I'm not answering on that issue, sir. What I'm trying to tell you is...
We have put up a candidate every single seat in Punjab and in Pakistan.
Punjab is going to be.
I think
Punjab-
Nabil,
if I
who's a dear friend, was really a political acceptance.
but he's the only one.
No, but
No, we
Yes.
had Rind from Norcha.
no, hang on. But why are we arguing about that? That's irrelevant. Who's joining who? The matters is what are you offering?
Look,
But we don't accept.
In response to what Faisal said, in the two times that Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif was Prime Minister, once for 2 years and 2 months, and one for 2 months, 2 years and 5 months, and that's all. We ended octroi in Pakistan. We did away with import license regime. We were the only ones who reduced sales tax once. We brought the GDP to growth to Pakistan at 7.5%, 7.7% in fact. We brought tax to GDP ratio at 13.9%. We built the motorway. We detonated the economic nuclear device. I mean, and this is all in 2 years. And then you said that why weren't these processes continued? These processes were not continued because we were not removed in a democratic way. We were removed by a dictator who abrogated the constitution. If that process had gone on today, Pakistan would have been different.
Times at closing notes.
Right. What I say is that people claim that they have the youngsters. I think we have also the youngsters with us. The problem is that we have from the colleges, from the universities, where you stopped the election process, the unions, you stopped, you curtailed that.
Sure.
And that stopped the new leadership from Pakistan.
True.
That stopped.
I agree. And I think every party suffered because of
Yeah.
that.
Now, what I say, that what we promise, I have told you, we are able to do that by curtailing the corruptions, by doing the tax reforms, and we have all in our manifesto for everybody. But the thing is that we must deliver the things from the very bottom, and we should give the chance to the local governments where the people can meet their problems very quickly.
So bring politics to the ground.
And responsive.
Sir.
Sir, all we need to do is that we need to change ourselves within ourselves. And that's the way we can only change
Very
the
well
nation. With 2/3 majority or anything, last night I was visiting this guy, this poor boy, who got murdered. It's the problem. We need to change laws like somebody is shot, is not accepted in a private hospital. Such laws needs to be changed. We should not waste on Musharraf's trial. We should not waste on arrest. We should not interfere in everybody's problem. Everybody should work in their own domains, and we should change ourselves to change the nation. We need to change. Likewise, on an
When
ending
you change your
quote.
mindsets.
Absolutely. As an ending note, I will just quote a quotation which says, "Quitter never wins and winners never quit." So as PTI, we will not quit. We'll keep on moving, whether we get power or we don't get power. It's in the hands of the public, and after Allah, it's there to decide.
But the
But
game,
if you are not
the
in
game
power,
doesn't end here.
as you said, sorry, if you are not in power, as you said, that if you don't have the majority, you will not go in the power. In past, Mr. Imran Khan was the member of the assembly. He didn't move any
Okay.
for the law
Stand up quick,
to correct the law.
quickly.
You see-
so I'm running out of time. Please.
The whole nation knows our ills, the whole nation knows our problems. As very wisely said, we need students' politics, we need local bodies, because they bring up a new crop of leaders, that is the nursery for leadership. Then we need more on education, we have to spend more, we have to spend more on health, we have to go for the women's rights. But most of all, the people of Pakistan, once in their lifetime, they should vote for themselves. They should vote for their poverty. They should vote for their neglect. They should vote for their problems, because the poor, the meek, the humble, once they vote for themselves and they find candidates from middle class or lower middle class, if they don't want to vote for MQM, it doesn't matter. But it should be from the middle class, lower middle class, and from the poor. Once they are in the assemblies, then the change will come, Unless
Sir, you
we
need-
get
you-
the middle class
I
in
need-
the
I need
assembly,
to end.
no change.
I wish
There will be no change. You'll have the
I wish
same
I did not have to
people,
agree
the same type of government.
I wish I did not have to disagree with the last part of Senator's statement. Middle class, poor, yes, but please do not forget to vote for capable people.
Capable,
Don't
educated.
just go for the wealth of the
Naturally,
Mercedes.
middle class is educated.
I just became very hopeful about this election. I'm hoping now everyone gets a part in the election, and if they don't work together for the common interest of Pakistan, maybe next election we should create a brand new party for Pakistan. Thank you very much. Good night.